Merry Christmas, nomads. Because this episode of A Fool and His Money Are Soon Parted is being published on Christmas, I want to address the perennial question: is it more blessed to give than receive? Well, probably yes, but I want to tell you the story, the sad story of BINT. And I don't mean this kind of BINT. Unfortunately, my understanding of the word BINT was it is a British expression for it's an unfavorable description of a person of the female persuasion. No, I'm talking about blessings in no time, which in 2020 was a blessing loom, now also known as a blessing circle. In the 1970s and 1980s, this was something called the airplane game. And it was organized around concepts of community spirit, shared economy, and eventually an easy and a positive way to make a good chunk of money. And you weren't paying for something. You weren't even investing in something. You were giving a gift. And what's wrong with that? Well, here's a hint about what's wrong with it. This is when an example of one of those blessing circles knocked onto its side, and you can see when it finally gets to its final iteration with 64 members who have paid all the way up to the top, that it adopts a structure that may become familiar with you. And this source is from a woman named Delphine Delchambre from Medium. Blessing looms or blessing circles or the airplane game all have the following four elements. They are an endless chain, because once you get to the top, you can split off again and reinvest your money. And in fact, many people do. You have to pay to play or gift to play. You need to recruit others, otherwise there's no way to make money. And there is extreme money transfer from the bottom of the triangle all the way up to the top. You get what I'm talking about now? Do you see the elements here and what they are actually representing? Well, let's get back to BINT now. Sorry, I don't mean this kind of BINT. I mean these two. This is Lashandra and Marilyn Moore, and they are minor celebrities in the reality TV world. You'll have to take my word for it. I did not know who they were before this scandal was exposed. In January 2021, they launched BINT, Blessings in No Time. It actually was incorporated in 2020, launched in 2021. Ostensibly, their purpose was to help the African American community that was suffering during the pandemic. And here's some information from the Washington Post. From an upfront fee of $1,400 to $1,425, participants were told that they could receive a return of $11,200 or $11,400 respectively, which was 8 times what their contribution or their gift in the blessing loom was. And this is maybe the most important thing in this lecture, some people made money. That's key. The fact that some made money, in fact, was the reason that the scheme lasted as long as it did, which was 6 months. And here are some of their testimonials, and I have no reason to disbelieve that any of these are true. Let us assume that all 3 of these testimonials are true. I can honestly say, if it had not been for this community, there is no way I would have been able to reach my financial goals for 2020. I promise you that the wait is well worth it. In 6 months, November 30th to be exact, I became debt-free. Now, what am I trying to get you to see, or what am I trying to get you to think when you read these testimonials? I'm trying to get you to imagine people up on stage at an event for a multi-level marketing company where awards are handed out and the big money earners are paraded in front of you. They are the exceptions. In fact, what happened in BINT and in all of these schemes is that the majority, by definition, the majority lose money. In the case of BINT, about $40 million changed hands, about $5 million of which ended up in ConnectMe, which was the payment app that was sort of under the hood, as it were, of BINT. Now, the Moores were sued, and their attorneys are claiming that the Moores state that they never benefited financially from this. And to which my response is, were they really that stupid? I mean, did they not know that blessing looms are illegal? Precisely because most of the people lose money. They were stupid enough to include a money-back guarantee. In other words, if they did not get paid, that they would get their investment back. They should have known that when pyramids collapse, there is no money to pay back the people who paid in. It's gone. It's been paid to other people. Probably what will happen is that there will be a clawback provision in the settlement in which the people who, quote unquote, were gifted the money will be asked to return the money so that the people who lost it can recoup it. I don't know how clawbacks work or if they work, but I know that that's what the plan is. Here's the conclusion. Blessing looms are endless chains. Endless chains are frauds, whether they are gifts or products or services, they are still frauds. It is more blessed to give than receive, but don't give in a blessing loom or a gifting circle. Merry Christmas. That's all I've got for you. I'll see you in the next episode.